Today we're going to talk about multiplying exponents. Okay, so you have 2 pages on a graphic organizer that we will be filling out together. So our general rule is when we multiply a to the n power times a to the m power, what we would do is we would add our exponents together when we're multiplying. Okay, so if we go down here to our first example, we have only one variable x. Okay, so you could only multiply or add the exponents of the bases that are the same. The bases would be the numbers inside there, okay, or the variables. So with one variable, okay, if we rewrite this in order to prove why we add, we have x times x squared is also written as x times x. So if we rewrite this in standard form, we have x to the 1, 2, 3rd power. Okay, now here's what I was saying. We can only combine what we have combined here. So the y's have to be combined with the y's and the x's have to be combined with the x's. Okay, so again, let's write this in expanded form. So again, I have y to the 3rd power, or y cubed. So that's y times y times y times x squared, so that's x times 1y. Okay, so now in standard form, we're going to rewrite this. Okay, so we get 1, 2, 3, 4 y's, y to the 4th times x squared. Now in this instance, it doesn't matter which order you would write that in, as long as you do it. Okay, so same thing here. Now we have numbers. So again, this is going to be combining like terms. So we're going to combine our constants, combine our x's, combine our y's. Okay, so really what you would have here is 4 times -5 times y squared, okay, times x to the 4th. Okay, so 4 times -5 is -20. How many y's do we have? 1, 2, 3. Y to the 3rd. How many x's do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. X to the 4th. And again, the coefficient has to go first, but you really can put these two numbers in either order. Okay? So if we look at the bottom, we're going to skip the next two, and we're going to go right to the bottom. Okay, so this one here is going to be 3x squared y times -2x to the 4th y. Okay, yours might have a number here that's a typo, so we're just going to take that out. So again, it's 3 times -2. Okay, x squared, that's x times x, times y times x to the 4th, 1, 2, 3, 4, times y. Now, the negative sign here stays with the number, with the constant. Okay, it does not go with the variables. Okay, so let's simplify this. 3 times -2 is -6. Count your x's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we get x to the 6th, y to the 1, 2, y squared. Okay, and that's simply multiplication. Again, going back to the top, when your variables are the same and you're multiplying them together, you add, notice here, you add your exponents. All right, now we're going to continue with the last 3 rules, which are power to a power, and basically we're going to distribute. Okay, so let's look at when we have, this is called power to a power. I have x squared to the 4th power. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, okay, is I can rewrite this in expanded form, which is going to give me x squared times x squared times x squared times x squared, because that's what that says. X squared times itself 4 times. Now we just learned that when we're multiplying, we add our exponents. And again, I can simplify this further to be x times 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 x, right? So what is that going to give me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is going to give me x to the 8th. Okay? Same thing here, 2, 4, 6, 8. Or if I just multiply 4 times 2, I get x to the 8th. Okay? So this would become x squared times 4, or x to the 8th. All right? Now, the reason that you would do this is if it's a power being raised to another power, not multiplied by a coefficient or a constant. All right, let's look at the second one. Now we have 2 variables. This one out here is a lot like distribution. I'm going to take this to the second power, to the x squared, and to the y. So this becomes x squared times times y times y. Now, if there's not a variable here, always know that there's a 1, so you can add those up. So I get x squared times x squared, which is x to the 4th, and y times y, which is y squared. Okay? So now we're going to get a little bit more difficult here. We're going to add a number. We're going to add a coefficient, but nothing changes. Okay? I'm going to get negative 5 times negative 5, because it's squared, x to the 4th squared times x to the 4th times x to the 4th times y squared, y squared. Okay, now it's just simple math. Negative 5 times negative 5 is positive 25. X to the 4th times x to the 4th, 4 plus 4 is 8. Y squared times y squared, 2 plus 2 is 4. Okay, fairly simple. Now I'm going to do the last one here that we're going to do together in this video. All right, it's going to deal with a fraction. Nothing changes. The processes are exactly the same. This is negative 2/3 x squared to the 3rd power. So this is negative 2/3 times negative 2/3 times negative 2/3 times x squared times x squared times x squared. Okay, now we're multiplying fractions, so multiply the denominators. Negative times a negative is a positive, so 2 times 2 is 4. A positive times a negative is a negative. 4 times negative 2 is negative 8 over. Remember, these are still negative. Well, it doesn't really matter. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. Okay? X, I know I still have x. 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6. And you are done. Okay? Key things to remember. A, when we're multiplying, we add, but they have to have the same variable. I can't add the variables if they're x or y. Okay? And B, if I'm going power to a power, I distribute. Okay? This goes to the A, this goes to the N. Same thing here. I distribute. M goes in, so it's AM, BM, and the same thing here. It just distributes. Okay? Your teacher will give you some practice problems on the next day. Take and study these notes. You will need them for the quiz.